Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie. We are looking at the race meeting today from Turffontein, the 20th of March on the standstill track. Before we look at the racing for today, I just want to go back yesterday to our results where we had another good day. In the third race, we give you number 4 Better Days. That jumped at 7 to 1, 8 to 1 was available. So there we gave you the winner, number 4 Better Days. And then we also give you the exacta for 20 Rand. We gave you the trifectas and the quartet as well. And then in race number 4, we gave you Tropical Giver, outsider selection, 12 to 1. Who duly won, and also in that race, we gave you the exacta for 51 Rand and the trifecta for 359. Unfortunately, we did recommend to put the number 7, but I never included into my selections. But if you took those 3 and you added the chai, you would have caught the quartet for 3,200 Rand. And in the 5th race, when I did my preview, I said that, Art Job is a very good selection, but there's very few horses in the world that's not, which is unbeatable. And I did say in my preview, I think if there's one horse that can beat Art Job, that must be number 4, Miss Orange. And Miss Orange jumped at 10 to 1 and duly won, the exacta paying 20 Rand. And the trifecta paying 86 Rand, and we also gave you for 120 Rand. I gave you the quartet 1, 2, 4, and 5. That was our quartet in that race was box 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for 120 Rand, you would have collected 436 Rand. In race number 6, we gave you number 4 Musical Glitch. We showed you the form, and we said it to you that he's the best bet of the day, and it duly worked out like that. Number 4 got up on the line to beat number 1 Colorado Express. And then coming into the second last leg of the pick 6, we were still running strongly in the pick 6, and I was so hoping that we could catch the pick 6. We had numbers 1, 2, and 10, but we never had the number 9, and so that's where we went out with the number 9. Unfortunately, we went out of that. And then, it paid the nicely 500,000. We would have had it 1% for a layout of 120 Rand, but strings turned out not to be like that. And then in the last race, I did say to you to include number 7 in all your bets on my video preview, because there's a horse each from our stable, and they were expecting that the horse might have a good run today or yesterday. So that is in our preview for feedback on yesterday's racing. And then before we start, I just want to see if you want to share in this results that I just showed you. We've gotten a special going. You get the rest of March for free, and then you only pay 400 Rand to get selections for the next 2 months. So you're going to get it probably for about 9 weeks. You only pay 400 Rand, so it's like about 40 Rand a week, just under 40 Rand a week that you're going to pay. And then if you want to send, if you also got a long-term package for 6 months, which is value of free at 3,000, and that is available for 1,200 Rand, or you can subscribe from today till the end of March for 150 Rand if you're a little bit tight on money at the moment. So you can subscribe till end of March for 150 Rand. You can WhatsApp us on 083-585-5133 for the bank details. So let us now start and kick off with race number 1. We have a maiden juvenile plate over 1116. As you are aware that I don't give selections because there's no form to work out on maiden juveniles. But I do want to point out that there's a horse here, number 7, Pyro Main Jack. It doesn't show here, but this horse apparently cost something in the region of 2.6 million Rand. Now, I think a person won't pay 2.6 million Rand for a horse that doesn't look like a racehorse. So that I just wanted to give you that information. So let's have a look at the betting. Franca 16 to 10, Paramaniac 18 to 10, 9 to 2, Chief Rafif, 11 to 2, Master of Law, Mitch Scottish Wish at 10 to 1, Noble Striker 14, 20 to 1, Partner in Crime 20 to 5 to 1, Flinders Range. Then we move to the second race. I'm still not going to do the betting now here. Bingwa 12 to 5, Kelpie 22 to 10, Tierra de Fuego 4 to 1, Marigold 4 to 1, 11 to 2, Captain and Master, and Silver God 20 to 1. So race number 2 is a Miracle Stakes over 1600 meters. And yeah, here we have it, Class A, average merit 108. The best weighted being number 2, Kelpie, number 4, Marigold, Tierra de Fuego, Captain and Master, and Bingwa. So here my selections is for first. I'm going for number 4, Kelpie. Not Kelpie, for 4, Marigold. Kumar on board for Alec there. This combination is getting up the winners. I do feel that you can ignore this last race behind Mike's Pride. It just looked like everything went wrong. The horse jumped from 9 to 11, slow, lost 1 length, and he never got going. But based on the previous 3 runs, certainly in with a huge chance. And then I'm going to go for an outsider selection for number 6, Silver God. This horse getting 56, minus 1.5. And this horse is the type of horse who's always there and thereabouts. And then you have a look here in a course and distance, 9 runs, 3 wins. So if you're looking for a horse for the outsider, you can certainly look at number 6, Silver God. There's something that just caught my eye here. Just have a look here, Silvano, Pagan Princess. I'm just going to scroll down here to the first race. Oh no, this is Pine Princess. I thought for a moment that they might be related. Number 8, number 6, Silver God. So and then also you can have a look at number 5, Bingwa, the favorite, a 3-year-old. But you know the problem with these 3-year-olds, they never always well in these pinnacle and graduation and novice plates because of the weight for age scale. But certainly number 5, Bingwa, has running some decent races and certainly can be involved in the finish, not without a prayer. And then Tierra Fuego is also the horse that can surprise you. He ran against the best in the country, and as you can see here, AR 120s, 130s, 121, 110, 111. I would certainly not discard these chances. And then number 2, Kelpie, Brett Crawford, bringing you up a few runners. I see Anton Marcus riding here today. This horse ran third behind Captain Ransom last time out in the Majorca. Certainly this filly must have a chance, but this horse has not competed in the class of number 1, and I would think Marigold. So let's move on down to the third race, which is another juvenile plate. I can't understand why they don't put the juveniles first and second. So anyway, I'm going to go past here. I'll show you I'll show you the betting just now. We're going to get to the 4th race just now. So the betting on race number 3 is number 8, Kwanzaa's Lady, another Alec Kamala combination, 17 to 10. Hollywood Bound 5 to 1, 6 to 1, Gifted Girl, Route 66, 8 to 1, 12 to 1, Amana, Splash of Green 12 to 1, Feed from Desire 13 to 1, Cool Down 14 to 1, Bolton 14 to 1, 20 to 1, and better the rest. And then race 4, number 1, Royal Wolf 18 to 10, Eyes on Tiger 53 to 10, Grappler 4 to 1, Pumelo 7 to 1, Love Lies 8 to 1, Country Mile 8 to 1, Watch Your Mouth 20 to 1, and better the rest. So certainly I think a lot of the races today are very open races, and this is not an easy start to the pick 6 in race 4, where you have a number of horses that can win. I'll discuss some of them just now. I just want to scroll down here to race 4, number 3. Here my first choice is number 3, Grappler. This horse has run places in last 3 races, and what I like here on his range behind Iran, a 21.8, 400 to finish, slow, flew late. And then also this horse run on last time out 23.7. Now, I read an article that I did about this Philip Vermeer who won last Saturday. And the one thing that he said that I agree entirely with him, they say, yeah, he always walks with a stopwatch in his hand. Now, I can tell you, and he then says, times don't lie. And I can agree with that. Times don't lie. And if you have a look here at the favorite Royal Wolf, which they have overrun over different kind of differences, nowhere in this time that he's run under 23 seconds, except for his last race, 22.8 over the 1600 meters, which is not bad. But Grappler ran at 21.8, 1 second faster over a shorter distance, and they're running 11:60 today. Also, Aya on the target, 22.4, 23.9, 23.8, 23.9. So they are relatively close to each other in times. But I think my choice, number 3, Grappler. Outside of selections, I want to go for number 5, Watch Your Mouth. This horse changed stables recently, and the horse did improve, also running at 21.8. Again, you see there the time, 21.8, 400 to finish after slow at the start, running on. So certainly I would not leave out number 5 out of any of my calculations. And then number 9 is Country Mile. Country Mile has also clocked up a few places from 5 runs. Here running in a juvenile against Sweet Sensation. Then after a long break, has now having a third run. And I think certainly can also be a contender when the photos are taken, not to be left out. So certainly a very open race number 4. Number 1, as I said, I'm not sure this horse runs 1200 meters and then 1600 meters. You know, there's a thing would say you back a horse until it loses, not until it wins. But this horse has run against some decent opposition. You look here, Greens, Winter Stories, Ramchani Road, Garanas, so certainly I think it's in with a very good chance. Number 1, Royal Wolf. Eyes on the Tigers, also the same. Has run 6 places, run 9 run, always there and thereabouts. So I think in this race you should include at least 6 runners and to make sure that you go through in the big 6. Then we move on to race number 5, which is another maiden plate, this time over 1600 meters. And here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Grimaldi, 19-10, Irish Willow, 22-10, Montero, 6-1, Track Commander, 7-1, Only Him, 10-1, 14-1, Techno Savvy, 14-1, Fast Draw, McBeachy, 20-1, and 25-1, and better the rest. Again, another open race where my first selection is number 11, Irish Willow. Irish Willow has got Warren Kennedy on board for Johan Janssen van Vieren. Warren has only ridden 4 times for 1 win with the stable. It is draw 1, and last time out, cramped, steady. I saw the race, he had nowhere to go, was taken out, and just battled to find his feet. Before that, ran at 23.1 and 23.6 and 22.3, 400 to finish. And my policy, if I feel if a horse runs on, that makes him always dangerous. And I think number 11, Irish Willow, definitely in with a huge chance in this race from draw 1. In my outsider selections is number 2, which is Manatero, the stable companion. Maybe try the exacta 11 and 2. Calvin and Beep on board, drawn 2. There's also a horse that's been running there and thereabouts and certainly can be a contender in this race. And then my other outsider selection is number 5, Techno Savvy, now joining the Waisho Marling stable. And that managed to run a nice race last time out, but that was at Scottsville, 1400 meters. Now running against, I think, a little bit stronger, but I don't know what the reason for the stable change or the horse was sold or not. But it really, this horse looked like he is, he has got some ability. And with Ryan Munger drawn 5, certainly a horse that I will not leave out of my calculations. Then you have number 1, Grimaldi, who disappointed last time out, and Gavin Arena for Paul Peter this time. I mean, I'm breeding this horse should dottle this race, and it should have been a banker. But just because of the last race, really, that I'm very hesitant to make it a banger, but although that was at Scottsville, and Scottsville not always an easy track to run on first time out. But again, yeah, as I said, I think this will be a lot of people's first choice, but I'm a little bit hesitant on this horse. The number 3, Track Commander, has had some decent first 2 races, and then last time fluffed his lines behind leading lad over the 2000. Now going back over the 1600 meters, draw 9. I'm not sure what happened there, but certainly also one to include into your play. Also, I think you need to go wide in this race of the pick 6. And this thing, and then here's number 4, McBeasy. Luke Ferrara's riding again. He's not ridden a lot for Cornet's piece, but drawn 7. This horse is also the type of horse that can surprise. If any of these horses fluff their lines over the 69 meters, you can see a ran third, 1 length behind Learjet, and out of that, there's 7 runners or 1 winner. So certainly, it looked like it wasn't a bad field. And then there's always there and thereabouts. So certainly also a horse that you might want to include into your play. We then move on to race number 6, which is the Caranda handicap listed over 1800 meters, and here the betting is as follows. Number 7, Mira, 16 to 10, Sparkling Master, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, Magical Flight, Jet Start, 7 to 1, Shivers, 10 to 1, Ballet Shoes, 12 to 1, Hard Swings, 12 to 1, and Longer the rest. Now, this horse has got a rich history. A lot of good horses has won it in the past, but the weights do favor the 3-year-olds, and a lot of 3-year-olds has gone on from here to become good racehorses, fillies. And I think today, I last time this CM was the favorite, but everything went wrong. He was carried out. He went wide. She took a long time to find her feet. And I think today, over this 1800 meters, will suit this horse very nicely. Drawn to Lyle Hewitson, can just go and sit behind whatever is the pacemaker, and then let this horse run on this long straight. And I certainly think CM today can be hard to catch and to beat with this weight of 52.5. And certainly the other 3-year-olds, the 8 and the 9, Magical Flight and Sparkling Water, certainly would also be there in the mix. But I think CM might just be too good for them. Then for outsider selections, you want to include maybe the number 6, Sunshine Silk, into your quartet and trifecta plays. Come back to form nicely last time out, and certainly again has a chance, but carrying 58. And then you have the top weight, your Jet Star, 61.5. This filly is a really good filly. She's clocked 9 wins. I've backed her numerous times at good odds, but I do feel just today on the 61.5. She's never carried 61.5 to victory. You can see her 54.5. 52, 52. So certainly I think with this big weight today will just be a bridge too far for this horse today, although still a nicely and a lovely filly. The same goes for Saragon, also 60.5, giving the 3-year-olds quite a bit of weight. So that is this is race 6. We move on to race number 7, which is a Sycamore Sprint, 1160, Class A, average merit rate at 96. Here we have the betting as follows. Number 7, Winter Smoke, 5 to 2, Tropic Sun, 4 to 1, Milk Queen, 15 to 2, Rio's Winter, 15 to 2, 008, 10 to 1, Spring Break, 10 to 1, Risk Taker, 12 to 1, Shabella, 20 to 1, Sheer Terror, 20 to 1, Stella Motion, 20 to 1, and Longer the rest. Again, here, very difficult open race. We've got the 3-year-old Winter Smoke carrying 58.5 against some strong older horses. But this horse has run well and certainly has got a chance. But my selection here in race number 7 is number 8, and that is number 8, Tropic Sun. Number 8, Tropic Sun, ran behind Rio's Winter 3 runs back, and has now got a 4.5 kilogram turnaround on the weight, and that should surely be a number 8 Tropic Sun favorite. Also carrying 54.5 against the 58.5 of the 3-year-old, and I'm sure that will give the number 4, 8 number Tropic Sun advantage. Has run some very good ranges against Mike's Pride and Sweet Future, which I think is also going to be a champion in a time. So I think number 8, Tropic Sun, certainly I would think the horse to beat in this race. And outside of selections, I want to go for Risk Taker. Last time out, Risk Taker won 3 runs back. This horse really surprised me because he was running on over longer distance, and then they put him over 1,200 meters. And he won comfortably. He came from behind and won going away with a 22.7 400 to finish. Last time out, a 22.5 400 to finish, and a 21.8. And certainly you can see that definitely this horse likes to finish, and I think the 1,000 meter might have just been too short. The extra 1,600 meter will suit. And also run behind the same race as number 8, Tropic Sun. There were half a kilogram difference in weights, but now today it's a 55, and so that they're meeting on the same terms. And number Risk Taker was just behind that horse, but the way he finished, I think with the 1160, the extra 160 meters is certainly going to be in his favor, as he was finishing at 21.8, and Tropic Sun ran at 22 lengths, 22 seconds. So I've number 6 was the fastest finisher of the lot. So certainly a horse that you need to include. And then another horse that you want to look at is number 11. This horse won a few nice races last year, around August, and then last time out, I think the 1,600 meters was just way too far for this horse. He's never performed over long distances. They've tried it before, every time he failed. But I think over the shorter distance today with GENIE on board 52, you must be a brave man to leave out sheer talent. Also a horse that has run against some better opposition or some good opposition. And I would think sheer talent today. Paul Matson stable, he's in form. GENIE is riding like a champion. And I certainly will not leave this horse out of my pick 6 today. Number 11, sheer talent. But then we move on to race number 8. Race number 8 is a 1,400 meter medal-rated 104, Class A, average medal-rated 102, where the betting is as follows. Also certainly a very open race. Number 4, Put on the Green Light, 3-1. Zoalways 3-1, 15-4, Nordic Rebel, Wonder Express 9-2, Approach Control 15-2, 8-1, Wonder World, Category 4, and Porticio. Now let's have a look here today. My first selection is number 3, and that is Approach Control. You can see this horse is this is a 102. This horse is run against 110s, 120 there behind Cirillo, Silver Guard, Shango, and behind Riverstown here, 108 over the 1450 Turpentine. But this course and distance, 5 runs, 1 winner, second and a third. So 3 out of 5, the horse was involved in the finish. And I think today, I do hope that Craig Jackie don't take it to the front again today, although from drawn 8. But if he can just now place the horse nicely and let it run on, because as you can see, this horse can run on behind Dr. Oran's 23.7, 22.9. So let the horse just run on, not take him to the front. This horse has beaten Risk Taker, and we just saw Risk Taker's form before. Also Silver Guard, Cirillo. So Approach Control certainly has run against some decent opposition, and I'm looking today for it to run a good race. And then I want to move down to number 5, Category 4. Now, if there was, I don't know if there was a prize for the most improved horse in the year 2020, that would have been gone to Category 4, because he managed to win 5 out of 7 races. And now coming off a rest from October, 169 days, might just need the run. But the way he won his races, I really think that you cannot leave out number 5, Category 4, even after the rest. So you will certainly go into my calculations in race number 8. And then we want to go up to number 1, Zoalways. Zoalways is carrying 65.5, -4. Now, if you take again the kind of horses Zoalways is run against in this, and then in this field, 108, 111, 112, certainly not without a chance. This horse has run this course and distance, 10 runs, 2 wins, 4 places, and 2 thirds. So 8 out of 10 with this course and distance, this horse was involved in the finish and has had a stable change. But I do think number 1, Zoalways, can be a big runner in this field. from this 4 kilograms will certainly make a difference. And then other horses like the Sean Taylor horses you need to include. Here you have number 7, Willow Express. A 3-year-old that I was expecting a little bit more from, but was gelded in January. So his first time out as a gelding, carrying 55 minus 1.5. Maybe the gelding make a difference because this horse has shown potential, and I think over the 1400 today can be a factor. Here we have Nordic Rebel on 54.5 marker from Rensburg. This horse keep on losing a finger at the start, and that that has cost him, I think. But for that, he would have been won more races, although he has already won 7 races. But certainly can't be discarded. But I do feel that there might be 1 or 2 that's just a little bit more better than Nordic Rebel. But certainly he would be the horse running on the best of the rest in this field. And we move to race number 9, where we have medal rated 80 handicap over 1400 meters for the last race, Class C. Average medal rated 74. And let's have a look here at number 5, Cleveland, 9-2. Last of a Legend, 6-1. Mohican, 6-1. 13-2, Sun Giant. Silver Master, 15-2. 8-1, Global Abs. August Reigns, 10-1. Master Supreme, 12-1. Dawn of a New Era, 12-1. Eskimo Pie, 14-1. Yeah, in my pick 6, I would have loved to put in the field, but I only put in 10 horses. And because it was just not possible to put in the field because of all the other. Obviously, I left out the 14, the 8, and the 15. And then there's one more horse that I left out. That's number 3. And I've got number 3. The 8 horse. Where's the 8 horse? I've got that. Number 9 horse. I also left out Dawn of a New Era. Maybe it might be a mistake. I hope not. So let's have a look here at race number 9, where my first selection is number 2. Now, if you have a look, you'll see this is Class C, 74. And if you have a look to get number 7, Master Supreme, he certainly has run against very good opposition in the past. 89s, 85s, 97s, category 4. We just spoke about that one. Nimcha has won 2 races since that race. Second base, 3.5 lengths behind. Second base, Apollo Robbins. Last time out running in 84. So certainly down in class and getting the 1.5. But I must say that number 2, Master Supreme, is a very difficult customer at the start. And all depends how you behave at the start and if you get a decent, and if he jumps. Because that is the main thing about Master Supreme. But if this jockey somehow can get everything in place and get Master Supreme to jump and be placed nicely from draw 6, I think Master Supreme will be hard to beat in this field. In my other outsider selection is number 7, Mohican. Now, Mohican ran in an 82 year behind Secret of Maya, which was a huge surprise on that day. And even Mohican was a surprise at 25-1. I think the exacta paid like 800 Rand or something that day. But Mohican was always a talking horse when he was younger, and they were expecting a lot, but he's never delivered. But again, he has only had 13 runs, and from draw 1, Callan Murray on today, last time out was his ways of action. At 1,200 meters, he was taken out. He still managed to run on, 5 lengths behind Fred. And I think you're looking for a horse that can surprise today over this course and distance. It is Mohican, 3 runs, 1 win, a second and a third, and a fourth. So out of the 3 runs over course and distance, he was involved in the finish 4 times. So certainly that must put him in play here. And I want to go down to number 30, Midnight Badger. It's a horse coming from Cape Town, now running for Paul Peter, where this horse has also been running against some reasonably good opposition. And then last time out behind the second wave, late headway. So number 30, Midnight Badger, just include, first time out. This horse is nicely bred Badger. That mare has thrown a few winners. And then Paul Peters has also have another runner in this race, number 5, Cleveland, going for a hat trick. Running well last time out behind Romeo's Magic. Cleveland really surprised me. And yeah, probably with Warren Kennedy on board from draw free must have a chance. But I'm thinking that today's race is going to be certainly a little bit different, a little bit more difficult than last time. Also, August Rain has got some nice form last time, ran in the future. But before that, ran in an 83 behind, cranked it up. Kingsley's Heart is no donkey. There's the form of Secret of Maya. So number 6, August Rain, also a horse that can surprise. Yeah, these horses, many horses with chances in this race. Number 1, Last of a Legend, also has run against some better opposition and run behind Cleveland. And now there's a weight turnaround that favors the number 1. Number 3, coming from Durban, difficult to access. Last time out ran in King's Crusade, behind King's Crusade in a similar division. Started off his career in PE. Now he finds himself, and then he went to Natal. Now he finds himself in Gauteng. Surely a traveler, but yeah, you might want to include. And then Baron Botha, number 4, Silver Master, also a horse that you might want to include in your quartet and trifecta selections. So as I say, yes, Dawn of Era won his maiden last time out, but was then beaten by Sun Giant. So I haven't put him in my pick 6. Putin's Promise, also a horse that has been placed often. You know, as 18 runs for only 1 win, but if you have a look, 6 seconds, a third, 3 thirds, and a fourth. So certainly also a horse that can surprise on the day. Yes, Sun Giant who won his last race very easily, and that horse Uno de Trois that franked the form last first day at the Valve. So at Turffontein. So certainly that brings number 11 into the play, maybe to include into your play as well. And then here's number 12, Eskimo Pie, who recently won his maiden, and from draw 12 might find it difficult to win in this race, but I did include it into my pick 6 play just in case the horse follows up on the maiden win. You never know how a horse can improve. This horse might have improved, and yeah, at a good price might surprise. So that brings us to the end of our preview for today. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.